Sorry about that, I ran out of camera space. So I was trying to think of a way to do my So Easy, because on the package, it actually has, the photo of the different ways that you can use the tool. And these three right here are pretty, those are pretty easy. But when it gets to like this loop-de-loop or these, it, and the star especially, it gives you the order to do it, to make the shape. So I just cut this off of the back of the packaging, and I really didn't like it. Kind of looks messy, but that's the only way I knew to do it. I guess I could go back and print it out like I did the dies, but I was like, I have the packaging right here, why use more paper? And it comes in a thick packaging, so I just peeled this top layer off and put it right on there, because like this vine, it's kind of intricate and it gives you the steps. So I have all of those in that section for reference. Then I have a section for my sprays. So this is going to be all my Lindy's and art anthology, and then I also have like some dimensional art anthologies, and they're not sprays, but I just grouped them in here. And then like my shimmers, the dazzlers that are kind of, it's almost like a modeling paste type thing. And with these, instead of spraying, I just took the bottle, stuck a paintbrush in it, and put it on that way. So I separated my Lindy's by Moon Shadow or Starburst, whatever they are. So I have all my different brands of sprays in there. And this one, I actually used a heart. I punched out a heart out of a square, and I just used it like a mask. And it turned out pretty great, but I got tired of doing that, so I just did the paintbrush. And then here's my section for the stamps, and it's almost empty because, I was talking about doing the Pinterest board in the other video. But the one I have in here now is the Doodle Stamper, and it's really easy. You just roll it on. So I still have these in this one, and I will probably keep these in here just for a quick reference. But I just rolled it on and wrote what they were named. But I was going to show you, like, most of the time your stamp packaging, I hope I'm not making y'all sick with all this moving around, but most of the time your stamp packaging is going to have, like a photo of the stamp. So what I had done on the other one, and I've thrown most of it away, or I would show you, but what I had done was I just cut out this piece and glued it right on the Rolodex card, and then I wrote underneath it, tiny glitz, tiny roller doodle feathers, and you could even cut that out, and use it too. But so that's my stamps, and then the next one is stencils and masks. And how I did these was I just used the actual, sorry y'all, I used the actual mask in black ink. And this is all ones I have from Saw Crafters, and it's like the Star Swirl, the 4x4 alphabet, and then these, I really didn't remember the names, but, I can see what they're going to be just by having this. So then the clocks, the fleur-de-lis. So I did this with all of my, stencils. Now there is one in here, this one was a tulip stencil, and they are way too big for this little card. So what I did was I just cut these right off the packaging. So, but you can do this with all of your, stencils, just like I did these. And that's what I did. I just did them all, with a little black ink. And so then the next one, let's see, would be stickles. And if you don't have a lot, like me, you can fit them all on one page, you know. But I like it having its own section. It's just quick for me to reference and see what I want to use. Okay, and then I have a section for swaps. I'm not really doing any right now. I am doing some individual ones, but not on sites or anything. So hopefully I can get back to doing those. And then tips and techniques that I want to try. I don't have anything in there right now, I don't think. My to-do list. And this, I'm not going to flip through this because this has a lot of stuff for other people. But on the front, I have the Oz Mini for me. I have been working on this forever. And what I would do on here is list like any supplies that I need to get. Like if there's something I know that I want, you know, I would get it and write it on this little list. And then when it's done, I just throw that away. So then the next one is my washi tapes. Washi tapes. And then my wish list. And this probably really needs to be probably thrown away because I think it's probably outdated, so I'm not even going to look at it. But then that's the end of my Rolodex. Now, I was going to tell you the way I did the cards. These were just plain black cards. I covered them with this paper that matches my craft room. I used a 1 7/8 inch scallop circle from Hobby Lobby, the paper studio. And then I had this banner stamp by 7 Gypsies. And I just stamped it and put it on both sides. So this side you can see it up, you can read it, and this side you can see it and read it down. So, and this, you know, it didn't take that long at all. But I hope, Janice, that answers some of your questions on, you know, how I do this. I really like this method because I find that, let me put this down before I make you sick again. I find that I forget a lot what I have, especially like the sprays and that kind of thing, like the sprays especially, and my punches. I forget about those. And so I found that if I have this on my desk and I'm like, ooh, wait a minute, I'm doing something this color, I can flip through this thing and just get, you know, much more inspiration and, oh, I can use this or I can use this. And especially when you have your stamps in it, I'm really bad to just file my stamps away and then forget it and not use it again. And when I had my stamps in this, you know, it was starting to outgrow the Rolodex. Now, you can see how much that holds, but I had a lot of stamps that were larger, so they might, you know, I might take up a whole index card for a stamp. And then I have some that, you know, were smaller, but I stamped them on one because I wanted to keep the brands together, because I had them separated by brand on the Rolodex for the stamps. And so if you don't, you know, if you have enough, if you don't have more than what'll hold on this Rolodex, you would be fine to do your stamps that way. And, you know, like I was showing this one, this is a Glitz roller doodle. And, you know, you could actually even just roll this one on there. But if you don't want to take the time out to stamp all the stamps, or, you know, if you're like, okay, I might not ever use this stamp, I might give it to somebody, and you don't want to dirty it up with the ink, you could also go online and print out like I did for the dies. And I find that if I do that when I get something, I don't get behind on putting it on the Rolodex. There's a lot of things that I have out, that I have now, that I have not added to the Rolodex. But it's because I didn't have time to do it when I got it. So if you just take the time and add it when you get it, and you know, you're not going to get like $70 worth of stamps at one time, or at least I don't. So if you just take the time and do the stamps or the stencils or whatever, if you just do it when you get it, then it doesn't, you know, you don't have to sit down and spend 5-6 weeks cataloging everything. But I know if I didn't have mine cataloged, I would never know what I have, because my memory is so bad. I would never know what I have, and I would not ever use a lot of it. So, Janice, if you have any more questions, just let me know. And, I hope this helps, and I will try my best to find the video that Kara did, because I'm sure that hers is much better than mine, because I'm just kind of all over the place. But I hope everybody's doing great, and I will talk to you soon.